Hello, everybody, and welcome to this month's sponsored webinar with First National Financial. It's Chris Johnstone. Hope you're having a fantastic week thus far, and I'm just thrilled to get into this month's content with you. We're going through a branding workshop showing you how to make sure that your personal brand and your business brand show up online when people search for you. And we're using this as a strategy to leverage more referrals, or more of the referrals that you're already getting in your business into new clients and customers. I think you're absolutely going to love it. So we're going to hop right into the content, and I just want to make sure that we don't have any technical difficulties. So I'm going to share the screen here, and this is going to pull up a whole bunch of windows, and then it is going to pull up our PowerPoint presentation. So that should be full screen. So you should now see the First National logo up on a white screen, and you should be able to hear my voice. And I'll move a little bit closer here to our microphone so that you get good audio. If I could just have you do me a favor and type into the chat box and let me know that everything's okay. You can see the screen and you can hear my voice, and everything looks okay. Jonathan, hey, good to have you on the event. Thanks for the message. Great to have you here. Hi, Heidi. Great to see you again on another event. Hope all is well. And if you could just type in yes, let me know that everything is okay. Yes, Judy, thank you. Venkatash, thank you. Maria, all good. Okay, perfect, excellent. So we are ready to go, and with that, we'll hold off because we've got, looks like we're close to a couple hundred people already and still many joining us. So let's not blow up the chat too much. And to the person who's hearing background music, I think that might be on your end, not mine. So we should be all good. There's no background music here. I promise I wasn't rocking out before we started our presentation here. So content, and then right into the on-camera Q&A. So let's get right into it because I've got some fantastic information for you here. So every month we produce one of these webinars for you, and each event is specifically designed with one thing to help you grow your business so that you can take the information, implement it throughout the month in your business, get results, then come back and get more training and more results in your business. And as I said, after the 30 minutes of content, I'm going to be firing up the camera again and doing Q&A. So any questions that you have while we're going through the process, just type them into that chat panel that you see on your screen, and I will answer them during the Q&A portion. Now, there's absolutely no charge for this training, and there's nothing for sale. Everything is sponsored by First National to help you grow your business. They really are here to support you, and I just think that's absolutely fantastic. So make sure that you connect with your account manager after the event. And I do want to add a little caveat here. This is our 36th event. And every month we take this content and we put it in a password protected membership area that you get access to if you are in good standing with First National. And you can reach out to your account manager for access to that. Now, just to give you a little heads up, there may be a little change in the future where this isn't available to everyone anymore. This may be the last event where you potentially have open access to this information. So that's something that you may want to hop on this month if you haven't taken advantage of that already. Make sure that you reach out. Make sure that you're in good standing with First National. You know, you got deals coming through the pipeline, and they're happy to provide that for you. Now, where I've dropped that red arrow on the right-hand side of the screen there, that is where you full-size the presentation. So just click that square. It will full-size the presentation, and I recommend that you do that because we've got some great content for you here today. So with that, we're going to hop right into it. And this is building your brand online. So here's the big deal. With mortgage clients here for coming up just over a decade, I have discovered that most of our businesses exist on closed deals. So most of your existing closed deals in your business right now are probably coming from referrals. And these are either referrals that are coming from your past clients or referrals that are coming from referral partners like real estate professionals, and all sorts of those wonderful relationships that you have set up in your business. Now, that is really important for us because it's a core business driver. It shows how good you are at what you do and the incredible service that you give and all of those wonderful things. And I know how hard we all work to provide that experience to our clients, but we have moved into the digital age of advertising. And we see consumers with local purchase intent. 4 in 5 consumers now conduct local searches on search engines before they make a purchase, right? And that number continues to rise every year when these statistics come out. So roughly 88% of your consumers searching on a smartphone, 84% are using a tablet or a computer to do some form of research before they pull the trigger and actually make a purchase. Now, here's why this is important for us here today. When your past customers or referral partners are referring you, they're having a conversation with somebody who doesn't already know you, like you, trust you. They're just saying, hey, I had a phenomenal experience with my mortgage broker. You should use them. You should talk to them. Here's their name. Here's their brand. Here's their contact information. Go check out my mortgage broker. When that happens, those potential new clients and customers in your business do their research. Many times, spot with their mobile phone while they're with their friend that is giving them the referral, or the real estate professional that's giving them the referral, or the financial planner, or however you get your referrals in your business. Here's the most important question. What do they find when they Google your name or your business name? And I'd like you to do a little bit of an exercise here with me. Normally, we like you fully focused on the presentation here to take notes, but I'd like you to, if you're watching this on your desktop computer, I'd like you to pull out your smartphone, and I would like for you to Google your name. And then I'd like for you to Google your brand, okay? Because those are going to be the 2 main ways to find you online. And it's very important, and I know how busy we all are in our daily lives, right? Sometimes it's so easy to miss something that's this important. It's right in front of us, but we don't really take the time to kind of monitor what's going on online with our brand and with our name. And it's very important that you rank for your name because people are going to refer you by name, right? It's also very important that you rank for your brand. And I'm actually really interested. What are you finding out there? Are you coming up on the front page for your name? Are people able to find you when you're being referred? It can be a simple yes or no in the chat, or, expand out with what you're seeing. So I want to make it just really clear that this is how the new client and the new customer is going to do their research after the referral comes. And if you can properly position yourself and your brand when these people do these searches for you, you're going to be able to close more of the referrals that you're already getting in your business. So obviously on the screen, I've done a search for my name, Chris Johnstone, and out of the top 7 results that come up on Google, I've got 4 of those slots. And you can see my main website for my personal brand, cwjstone.com, comes up first. Then you see my Facebook page, my LinkedIn profile, and my Twitter profile. All 4 of those major profiles are showing up under my search. And we'll fast forward a little bit here in the content. You can also see on my Facebook profile the ratings and reviews. You can see we've got 64 ratings and reviews on our Facebook business page, average rating of 4.7. There's somebody out there that doesn't like me. But anyways, and then this is what it looks like for the brand, right? Under Google, if you go to Connection Incorporated, which is the brand, and I'm showing you this because I want you to Google your company name, right? Under Connection Incorporated, there should be a Google My Business brand card that comes up on the right-hand side that showcases your business. And you should also be showing up at the top of the search engine results for your brand and along with your professional social media profiles. And so we've got our brand that shows up there, and then our LinkedIn profile, and then our Google ratings and reviews on our card on the right-hand side. And that's ultimately where I want to get you to today with the free information that you're going to get on this presentation. So ask yourself, what is your immediate first impression that these referrals are getting when they Google your brand? If what you're seeing on your phone looks great to you, that's fantastic. You've got this dialed in. But if you see some room for improvement, this month's content is going to be very, very helpful for you. So what I need you to do is simply answer 3 questions when you're looking at your brand. Are you an expert? Are you seen as an expert? And the fastest way to position yourself as the expert is just by simply showing up on the front page. If you show up when people Google your name, you're seen as an expert because there's enough going on online that Google's able to index you, Google is able to find you. Are you trustworthy? That relates to the ratings and reviews. And then are you knowledgeable? And that comes back to your content. And those are the 3 things that we really want to dial in so that we can prove to the new clients that are finding you online that you are an expert, you are trustworthy, and you are knowledgeable, right? And you back those things up with rankings on the front page, reviews on your profiles, and content on your social media profiles so that people can feel comfortable reaching out. Because after the first scan, and this all happens in less than a minute's time, they punch it into the search engine, they do their research. If they find the right things, it's a yes. They're going to pick up the phone, they're going to call you. They're going to call you from your business profile, or they'll call you at a later date because they've done their research and they feel comfortable reaching out when they're ready to talk to you. But if they can't find you, or they don't find any online ratings and reviews, or they go to an outdated business page that hasn't had content put on it for 6 months, they're going to go, is this person still active? As soon as there's that little hesitation, they're going to start doing research and they're going to start looking into different options or other options, and you may have potentially lost that referral to the online research process. And we don't want that. We always want it to be a yes, that you get that client and you get that customer. So here is how to quickly and easily build an incredible online brand. In Canada, we have a very unique local online presence or way that is built. So this comes from Moz Local, and this is specific to Canada. So what this is essentially a graphical representation of all of the different business directories and all of the different business listings that are important to be listed on if you want to be seen and indexed by the search engines, right? So when you're able to take your business information and make sure that it shows up on all of these sources, Google, Yahoo, MSN, and even the individual sites like Yellow Pages and Yelp, they will see that you have a very strong online presence, you up the rankings for your personal name and for your personal brand. And the way that this works is through syndication. So if you can get your business listed on the main services that push all of the information out into this local ecosystem, you can save yourself tons of work by taking advantage of the way that information is essentially indexed online. So that is called the power of NAPD. And what that basically stands for is your name. So first off, you've got to have your name in your profile. And I highly recommend that when you list your business profile online, it contains both your name and your brand name. And the reason why you want your business profile name to have both of those in there is so that it's indexed and you are searchable and you are findable when people either search for your name or search for your brand. So you want to make sure that when you name all of your online profiles in these local business directories, it includes both your name and your brand name so that people will find you under both. It also needs to have your address. Now, this must be identical listing. So register your Google My Business page first, and then make sure that the address that's on your Google My Business page is identical on all of the other local business directories that you set up on. Now, if this seems a little bit overwhelming for you, don't worry. I'm going to show you how to submit to just a couple of these business directories and have the rest of the work taken care of for you automatically. This is really cool. I think you're going to love it. Now, the other thing when you're setting up these business profiles is your phone number. Now, In our business, there's normally a business phone number that rings to the office, then there's a cell phone number that rings to you personally, and then there's potentially a 1-800 number that you've got set up, and then there's potentially call tracking numbers that are also set up in a business. And most often when I go in and I do an audit of the NAPD in a business, you'll find that people have just kind of set up different business names on different services. Their addresses may have changed over the years, and then they've got different phone numbers listed on all the different profiles because they were all set up on different days and there was no cohesive strategy behind it. And to the search engines, they can't index any of that stuff because it's all different on all of the different sites. So the phone number that you've got listed on your Facebook profile might be different than the phone number that you've got on your Google My Business page. And then that phone number might be different from the phone number that you've actually got on your website. So what you need to do is make sure that you choose one centralized phone number that goes on everything. Absolute best practice is to create a call tracking number inside your business and then put that call tracking number on all of your online properties so that when you get a phone call into your business, you know that that call has been generated from one of your online properties, and then you can equate the return on investment from that specific deal that you write to your online marketing efforts. If you don't want to implement call tracking in your business, that's totally okay. I would just then use one central phone number for your business and just make sure that it's the same on every listing that you put out there. Now, the fourth thing, and this is incredibly important because this is your elevator speech online. This is the 10 seconds that you have with an online person who's done a search for your brand to get them to move to the next step and actually pick up the phone and give you a call. So most people will just write out the description as far as, area name mortgage broker in area and just treat it like a business directory. Our recommendation is that you actually write a sales pitch or a very small sales pitch into the description or the business description that you have online. Something along the lines of, I give free consultations, I can double check what information you've been given on mortgages or download my free report. Give people some form of call to action off the descriptions that are in your profile so that when they get a referral from a friend, they find you online, they are given a call to action, and more of those people respond to action that you've put in the description on your business profile. So those are the four main things that you have to have inside these business directory listings. And then inside these listings, these are the sources where you want to make sure that your business is listed so that all of the other business directories will either get that information pushed to them or they will naturally come and grab it. And Canada Post, or the Industry Canada website, is the #1 trusted source for local business information in the Canadian landscape. So you want to go to the Industry Canada website and make sure that your business is listed inside that website. The second is Yellow Pages. Yellow Pages owns a conglomerate of local indexing services, essentially, like 411. And when you get listed on Yellow Pages, you don't have to pay for an upgraded listing. You don't have to buy any of the extra fancy bells and whistles. But when you're listed on Yellow Pages, a lot of the other local business aggregators pull their data from Yellow Pages. And by listing yourself there, you're going to get that natural expansion out to all of the other services. Third is Google My Business and Google MapMaker. Sure that you have a Google My Business page. If you haven't already got this created, go back to episode 4 in our series here with First National. That episode is all about creating and optimizing your Google My Business page for your business. So that takes you through the steps of exactly how to set it up. And just Google My Business. It's a pretty simple 10 or 15 minute process to get that set up in your business. Now, the fourth one is Factual. Factual is one of the 4 largest data aggregators, I believe, in the world. A data aggregator that actually has a service based in Canada. And what Factual is a central repository where all of these other services come to get information about local businesses and then take it back. And you can list yourself in that directory by going to the link that I have there on the screen. It's factual.com/contact. And that service will put you in not only all of the high-level business directories, a lot of the social bookmarking sites and high-level sites like that, but they'll also put you into the GPS systems of all the major car manufacturers. Now, it takes a while for that to happen because software updates have to be pushed with the new information, but that will list you inside the navigations for GM vehicles and Mercedes and BMW and Audi and basically all of the major car manufacturers pull their data from that factual database. So when you get listed on there, somebody sits down in their car, potentially doing a Google Maps search on their device inside their vehicle, that GPS system will actually be able to pick up your business and direct that person with directions right to your office, which is really neat and really cool for you to have in your business. They're also very powerful for Google to pick that information up and then use that again to rank you for your personal name and your personal brand. The fifth is Facebook. You gotta have a Facebook business page. Number 6 is LinkedIn. You need a LinkedIn business page. And then Twitter. If you choose to be active on Twitter, you also wanna make sure that you've got all of your information listed in your Twitter profile as well. If you can hit those 7 major sources for that directory information, they will push, or they will have the information pulled from their services into most of the online business directories that you need to be listed in online. Now, it is important that you understand that this takes time. It's not like you sign up on these services and then the next day you see results. But if you do it once, that's an excellent first step. And then you just go back and kind of check those services once a month because they're constantly updating. So you go through this period of 3 months to 6 months to sometimes a little bit longer than that, where the old data that exists for you online, a service like Yellow Pages may find that information online and update Yellow Pages, and then that will break essentially the optimization. So you just need to check it and make sure that none of the old bad data is being picked back up and put it into these services. And once you maintain this for about a year, then you're golden and all your directories are essentially taken care of. So now you're gonna rank, and that gives you everything that you need in order to essentially rank for your personal brand in your business. Now let's make your online presence irresistible, right? And you do that through ratings and reviews. Once you show up, you're gonna be findable by your referral sources. Now we wanna get those ratings and reviews. So I've, as you know, I'm big on online ratings and reviews and using those to promote your mortgage business. And we found 3 specific ways to go out and get those ratings and reviews. The hardest way is to do phone work and actually sit down with your database, pick out the people that you know would leave you a good rating and review, send them a quick email, and then follow up on the phone and get them to leave you a rating and review by actually talking to them on the phone. Now, that's a great system because it also gives you the opportunity to generate referrals while you're on the phone with your past clients. So if you're not actively marketing through a monthly newsletter, you don't have some form of in-touch broadcast that's going out to those people, phone work is actually a very profitable activity for you to do, and the ratings and reviews are an excellent bonus as a result of that. Now, the second is called a social survey, and there is a company out there called Social Survey. They do a great job of putting a survey in place in your business. And essentially the way that it works is when you close new business, there's a survey that gets sent out to your customer, and the survey says, hey, would you give us a 5-star rating and review, as well as asking other questions about the process and how you can make your business even better. Now, the people that say, yes, I would leave a 5-star rating and review, they then land on a thank you page where people can leave you a 5-star review and then potentially go to your social media sites and leave that there as well. That's a fantastic process. And then internally here, we use a system that I call the auto launch. And that is a combination of kind of each of these systems, depending on how aggressive you want to get. And basically, we take your past client and past customer database, reach out to them with a custom communication. Now, you know, we have templates in the business, but I recommend that that you write your own so that it feels like your business. And again, we have a whole session that we did on how to get ratings and reviews in the library that you can get access to. And so what we do is we put together that list, we email them, and then we keep track of the people that have opened the email, responded to the email, and then we continually follow up for 3 or 4 times with the people that haven't, which greatly increases the number of people that actually follow through and leave the rating and review. And I call it the auto launch because we're using and a little bit of software behind it to automate that process. So it's as simple as just logging into your dashboard, seeing the people that haven't opened the email, clicking a button, and resending the email to those people to get them to engage. And this is what it looks like in the back end of the dashboard. Now, you don't need this CRM specifically. You can use any CRM that you have access to, or you can upload your past client database, send out the email, and ask them to leave you the review on your Google My Business page, your Facebook page, your Yelp profile, wherever it is that you're getting those ratings and reviews. Now, there is one thing that we've started doing most recently, and that is asking people to leave the review on our website. Double checking and making sure that it is a 5-star rating and review, and then sending people over to the certain profiles where you want them to leave the rating and review. It's my recommendation that you focus on Google My Business first, and let me basically show you how that works. So I recommend putting a page on your site that collects the rating and review. So they go to www.yourdomain.com/reviews rather than direct to Google My Business. They leave the rating and review on your website so that you can then essentially own that rating and review. You can display it on your website and display it on all the other sources. And then when that person leaves a 4-star or a 5-star review, you land them on a thank you page. So this screen that you're seeing here, it says positive review message at the top. That is the thank you page that they're landed on once they leave a positive rating and review on that page. And it basically says, thank you for your feedback. Please take a quick moment to leave your 5-star comments on our Google My Business page, Facebook, or Yelp. And then there's the big logos for the different services right underneath that. When they click the logo, it opens up the review window where they can leave the review on that service. Now, if they've left anything undesirable on your review page on your website, it's hidden essentially. So they get the negative review message if they've left a 1-star or a 2-star or a 3-star. And it basically says, hey, we're always looking to improve our customer service. We'll be reaching out shortly to get your feedback on how we can do things better. And it allows you to kind of mitigate that relationship. And we've seen nice uptake from leaving the reviews this way, and it helps protect your online presence. So if you've reached out to somebody in your database that isn't going to leave you a 5-star rating and review, that gets caught through this filtering system. And then what we really like is the ability to then broadcast these ratings and reviews out to the other services. So when somebody leaves you a rating and review on your profile, you can respond to it. And then I highly recommend that you respond to your ratings and reviews. And then you can take that rating and review and post it on Facebook and on Twitter and on Google Plus and on LinkedIn. It's really nice to be able to take the screenshots of those ratings and reviews and blast that out to your social network. So all your past clients, the person potentially that referred that person, when you've connected to them on Facebook, they're going to see, oh, hey, there's my friend. I gave them a recommendation and they used my mortgage broker, and there's their testimonial and their rating and review. And that just helps build your brand even better online and create this kind of snowball effect of new people referring your business, more people researching you online, finding your incredible profiles, finding your incredible ratings and reviews and testimonials, and it becomes this big virtuous cycle of a strong, well-built, well-supported personal and business brand online. And that's basically how we tie those two things together and turn them into their own brand building marketing system. So all of those screenshots and everything that I showed you here today are part of a new tool that we've developed here at Connection Incorporated. And as I mentioned, there's absolutely nothing for sale on this webinar. What I'd like to do is to give you free access to the tool. It's a 15-day trial so that you can log in. And what it does is it shows you all of the directories that you're listed on. where your profiles are set up correctly. And then it shows you all of the business directories where you're not set up and that may potentially need work. And it gives you a dashboard where you can fix all of your online information, click a button, and then distribute that information to all of those high-level services that I talked about in the webinar. So rather than you having to go to the 7 different websites and then wait for that information to be pushed out to the rest of the syndication network, this now takes all of those steps and eliminates them. All you've got to do is fill out your business information once, hit a button, and it's syndicated for you. It also integrates that social review process in your business. So it generates a page that you can put on your website to get your ratings and reviews, builds the thank you pages for the positive review and the negative review, and it hooks it all up to your social media profiles so that whenever somebody leaves you a rating and review online, you're notified of that review, you can respond back to it and then distribute that review to everybody in your social media circles. It's really cool. We have put a ton of effort and time into developing that for you. And this is our initial launch. So I would love your feedback, and I'd love for you to give it a try. So you can access that by signing up at cwjstone.com/branding. It will take you to a page down in the bottom left-hand corner. You just choose Canada, and then you put in your business phone number, and that will go out and start the search for your brand online. Then you just fill out name, contact information, all the details for your business profile, and click submit. And it takes us a little bit to get your account set up, but then you'll get an email with your username and password for the software and free access to those tools in there. And it's my hope that you absolutely love it and that it helps to build your personal brand and help you generate even more business from your past referrals. And a big thank you to First National for all of their support in helping us these tools to use. So with that, don't forget to reach out to your First National account representative, and we are going to hop into our Q&A. I apologize, we're 2 minutes past our 30 minutes here, so just give me a second. For a quick drink of water, and we are going to flip back to our on-camera hangout here and get into your questions. So perfect. And hopefully we still don't have any technical issues. If we do, just let me know inside the chat, and we're going to bring this microphone over here just to make sure that you get some good audio, and away we go. All right. Steve, thank you very much for being on the event. And I appreciate the kind words. That's fantastic. From John. John says, I'm #1 in the search. #2 is a deceased actor. So I guess you lucked out on that one, John. That is fantastic. Raymond asked, are we going to get access to a recording of this presentation? So Raymond, yes, absolutely. What we do is we put this up on the blog, and then we, to everybody that attended and registered for the event, we send out the broadcast, and you can watch the replay, and that will be up until Monday. It gets taken down on Monday and then put inside the private membership area. And in order to get access to that, you need to reach out to your First National representative and be in good standing with First National. So something to keep intact in mind while you're doing that. See, I'm trying to read Q&A questions and talk at the same time. I can't do 2 things at once. All right. Question is from Chris. Chris says, for factual, is it download factual data or mobile ad targeting or update or ad business? Okay, so you're on the factual site. You want update/ad business. And what that's going to do is take you to a screen where you put in your business information, and then it will tell you whether you're listed on factual or not. If you are, it will give you the most recent information that they've essentially downloaded about your presence online. You update it and then submit it. Again, free service, there's no charge, and that factual system will push you out to all of those different services, including the car manufacturers for you. Great job on the implementation and getting that done during the webinar. Heidi, thank you so much for the kind words and the feedback. Sorry you had to run a little bit early, but we will send you a recording. So yes, you will get the last 5 minutes. That's fantastic. So Deborah asks, how much will the software cost after the 15-day trial? That is a great question. So because this is the initial launch and because you heard about it on a First National webinar, we're going to be doing a promotional pricing. And I believe we're going to launch that software out at around $125 a month for that software. Great question. For Marcel, and I should also mention that because we're partnered with First National, you can use your points to offset any of your purchases through anything that you do with us. So if you're on the ranking and review program or the software or whatever it is, you can use your points within First National again to offset some of those costs. That's worthwhile mentioning. Marcel Peterson says it was, oh, sorry, I used your last name. I don't normally do that. I apologize, but it's a fantastic question, so I hope you don't mind. It was suggested to me to also have a YouTube channel, even if it's just your brand and pictures. Is that correct? So Marcel, I would go against that advice. And I would say that if you're gonna have a YouTube channel and you're gonna have a brand, that you produce regular content and you support your brand through video. The problem with having a form of link out there that is social, like YouTube, and somebody does a search for you, they find that social channel, good, right? No content, bad. Are you still in business? Is this person an expert? Are they the type of person that starts a job and doesn't finish a job? Is that our type of professional that I want to work with? I'm very much of the mindset that if you're going to have a presence, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube, you have to support the channel that you've created with the content to engage the people that you're looking to reach through that brand. So I wouldn't use it as just a backlink or a backlinking strategy. I would definitely have a content plan that goes behind it. And that is so that when people find you, they see that you're active in the business. Man, I tell you, YouTube is a phenomenal way for you to do just like even a short video series of 3 or 4 videos, a little bit of content, is you as the expert. You teach and train people about mortgages and prepayment penalties and the incredible warranty that First National gives when people get a mortgage. If you can educate people through that channel, different things, you can set yourself apart from the competition or against anybody in your local marketplace, and it's a phenomenal tool. So I would say absolutely and take a little bit of time. The video content creation workshop that we did, the number escapes me as far as the episode. I think it was somewhere between like episode 14 and episode 16 in this First National series. Go back, revisit that training, because it's literally, here's the 4 different ways to create videos. Here's a video script to use while you're creating mortgage videos. Here's the different topics. And then I lay out a calendar for you, a 12-month calendar of a topic idea for every month that you can shoot. So in the mortgage business, you can literally watch that content and have a year-long video marketing plan mapped out in your business in 30 minutes. So I highly recommend the content that's in there. Make sure that you reach out to your First National representative to get access to that. From Alphonse, Alphonse says, this is one of the most valuable seminars I've ever attended. I will contact you to set up an account for this software. Looking forward to it. Awesome. Fantastic to have you on the event. Thank you for your feedback. Hi, Chris, can you please talk about the Industry Canada listing process? And that question comes from Jonathan. Oh, hey, Jonathan. Good to see you. Well, it's nice to have you on the event, and I'm looking forward to touching base with you. So the Industry Canada process, you essentially go to the Industry Canada website, and I believe it's down in the footer of the website. It'll say either directory listing or list my business or access the business directory. And then in there, that's where you're going to see a button that comes up in the top right, I think it is, and it'll say list my business. But there's a search on the website, do the search for your business name. And the business name is going to be business page. It's the name that you've put on your Google My Business page, and you may have to do a little bit of searching in there. So try your name, try the business name, try the brand name, try the that you've kind of used over the years for your business and what you may have put into any online business directory that you've created, because they could have potentially picked that up back. So search for that business name, and if you can't find it, just register a new one, right? So hopefully that helps. From Lori, you keep referring to Canada. Will this work in the United States? So this event is specifically for our fine Canadian folks here. But yes, absolutely, this process does work in the United States. There's different data aggregators, but we connect to them all. So we customize based on where you say you're from. And we've customized this process 100% for our Canadian clients and for our US clients. So thanks for being on the event. And next question. I built my website with GoDaddy. Can I use SEO websites to optimize my website? So it depends which builder you used on GoDaddy. If it's just kind of your basic HTML site, yeah, you can optimize that. You just write in the code in HTML as for what you need to optimize the website. If you've used a builder template, you're probably pretty limited in what you can do with that actual website for SEO. It's definitely better to have an independent site that's built on potentially WordPress or on your own independent thing that you own, and having a template that you purchase or have something custom developed for you in order to get that done. I would recommend, Ali, go to the look us up on Facebook under Connection Incorporated. Send us a quick message, and one of the guys will get in touch with you and let you know how we can help you with that. So here's a really good question from Ryan. And hey, Ryan, great to talk to you again today. What happens when you have 50+ reviews on your Google My Business page? And I haven't switched my address on Google, so I wouldn't lose my reviews. What address do I use when I go to Canada Post, Factual, etc.? So because there's a lot of people that end up in this situation. You've got a business location, you've built your online reputation, and then the business grows and you get to expand into a new location or whatever it is, right? There is a process internally within Google where you can request a transfer of reviews from one Google My Business page to another. The success rate is not good. It's maybe 50% of the time, and we get to engage with our Google representative through that process, and even then, it's only 50%. And it's logical, right? They say to us, well, if it's a new business location, it's a completely different experience for the client, so those old reviews aren't getting the same experience as the new location. So I would say that you keep the existing brand that you have, and then you look at building your new brand in your new location under a new start, essentially. You can go through the process, and if they decline the review transfer, you can just cancel it, and you don't lose the reviews off the page in the past. So I would go through that process either way, but then potentially look at just building out that new location at that new address and building that, and have two separate businesses in two separate locations, and build them both, because ultimately, from beyond our conversation here based around personal brand, but for SEO, that's just a little bit more leverage that you have to go after different traffic sources. And I should be very, very clear on the fact that this is not SEO. This is not going to rank your website for key phrases like mortgage broker or mortgage lender or any of those buyer-based key phrases. This is for your personal brand, your name, and it is specifically so that when people are given your name by a referral source, you show up and you have an incredible brand presence online. Obviously, that works for online marketing in general across, but this information and the local business directories specifically is to build your personal brand so that when people look for you, they see an incredible online reputation for you specifically and your brand, and they want to work with you, right? So that's important to note. Our next question is, what is the website for Industry Canada? So if you just go to Google and Google Industry Canada business listing, it'll come up for you on the front page of Google there. So our next question is from Bill. So Bill says, I've been experiencing hacking on my website twice so far this year. I'm considering closing the website and doing everything through social media. Do you have an opinion? Will that kill my ranking? Bill, yes, absolutely that will kill your ranking, because your website is what ranks everything. And from an online perspective, think of so if you've got a big wheel, right? Your website is the hub, and everything else is connected to that hub, and it pushes all of your other online marketing up. A website is still important. I know there's a lot of hype out there, like websites are dead and everything. You've got to have a personal branded website. And I'll say this, don't let the hackers win. You can secure your website with some pretty simple tools out there and not have to deal with the frustration behind that. You may just need a little bit of a technical help or hand to guide you through that process. I would recommend upgrading your site to SSL, and you want to contact your hosting provider for that. And then for your actual website itself, just go to the main login that you have for either your website, if it's WordPress, and then your hosting website. Change those passwords, make them really super random. Write them down on a Post-it note. Put them somewhere you're not going to lose them, and make them very secure. And then have somebody that knows about online security to secure your website. So there may be a little bit of malware built into the code on the back of the site, or there's some type of backdoor that's open that can be easily identified, closed, and then it's for somebody that knows what they're doing, not that big a deal. I'm not that guy, but we have people on staff that are very good at that. So you might want to reach out. Our next question here is from Jane. Awesome. I appreciate your answers and all the webinars. It's amazing. Great to have you here. And our next question is from Raymond. Raymond, how do you get direct contacts with an inquiry online? Information, and does Kijiji work? Sorry, I'll read the question again. How do you get direct contacts with an inquiry online with no contact information? So the answer to that is you can't, unless somebody has given you expressed consent to contact them and you've got their name, phone number, email address. You can't contact those people. Now, oddly enough, I get this question all the time. Like, hey, Chris, I've got, my bounce rate on my website is 95%. How do I find out who those 95% of people were so that I can contact them? Well, and this is just a little bit of a mindset thing, so I apologize. I'm going to go on a little bit of okay. Our job is to help people, right? And I love the quote, the more people that you help in life, the easier it is for, the more you get people what they want, the more you can get what you want, right? Very simple process. We're all people. We're all in this together. We're all connected, right? So our job is to help people. And if you've had somebody that has come to your website and decided not to opt in, they're not yet interested, or they're not far enough along on the buying cycle that they want to talk to you. So if you take a ton of time and effort and potentially shenanigans in order to get the contact information for those people and you contact them, what's your success rate going to be? Pretty close to zero, right? Because that person, by the nature of leaving your site, is saying, I'm not ready yet. Okay, that's the beauty of online marketing. There is so much low-hanging fruit out there of people that will raise their hand and give you good contact information, that if you focus your efforts on the positivity and the right thing and all of the abundance that we have available to us through good, solid, quality educational marketing, you can put that into the marketplace and attract far more contacts than you need to create, you know, in our business, a really fantastic business and personal income and life for you and your family. So I would say, after that long-winded jaunt, don't worry about the people that say no. Just focus on the people that you can help, that say yes. And if you're not getting the type of conversion rate that you want on your website, and sit down and really come from the place of how can I help the people that I'm attracting to my website, give them as much value as you possibly can, and you'll increase your conversion ratios. You'll have better closing percentages on the people that you talk to on the phone. And even the people that don't do business with you will tell other people about the experience that they had with you and your information in your business, and it will pay off long term. Just be cool to people, be helpful, educate, and you know, as mortgage brokers, the more that we can put that message into the marketplace and help people, the better it is for everybody in our industry. And that's, I mean, that's what we're all here for, right? We all help people, and I know that you're going to be able to help people, hopefully using that information. So hopefully that was helpful. A little bit of the sniffle there. I'm just coming off the end of a little bit of a cold. So you're welcome, Dan. You're welcome. And Deb says, how do we access the library of past webinars? You can reach out to your First National representative, and so you should know who that is in your local marketplace. If you don't, you can go to firstnational.ca. Phenomenal. If you haven't been, it's not new anymore, but if you haven't been to the website recently, check it out because it's fantastic. And then in there, you can find a directory listed of where you are and who your representative is. You can reach out. But I will give you a quick heads up. If you don't already know who your account manager is, chances are you're not going to get access to the recordings because you do need to be in good standing. Like I said, there's 36 episodes of these trainings, and it's thousands of dollars worth of information and value in there. So, you know, I'm okay with them keeping that behind a closed curtain, but get to know your First National representative. Send over some volume, and in you go, and it's definitely worth it. So hopefully that that helps. Excellent. And then from Simon, I want to use this process for a company brokerage brand rather than an individual. Still the same procedure? Yes. And the answer to that is yes. The business name obviously isn't going to have a personal name in there, but the branding is the exact same. So you take that process, you put the brand in, the brand syndicates out there, and as well. So again, work as much as you can collectively to get the ratings and reviews on that centralized profile, and you'll be able to generate a lot of reviews faster, and that will help your online presence. So yes, absolutely, it's the exact same process whether you're an individual producer or a brand, and that is an excellent question. Much for the invite on the software. That's amazing. I'm all signed up. Great to have you, and hope you enjoy it. And again, there's access to all kinds of great support in there. So the team is behind us, helping us with this. Informative and helpful. Thank you. You are absolutely welcome. I'm happy to do it. And with that, we are at the end of our Q&A today, and we are ahead of time. Boy, look at that. That is fantastic. So to everybody here, I would like to say a sincere thank you for taking your time. I know it's the most valuable asset that you have, and I really appreciate you spending it here with me. And to First National, thank you so much for sponsoring the event, for having us, and for standing behind our industry and helping to make us all better. And my name is Chris Johnstone. From me and my family to you and yours, much love, and I look forward to seeing you on next month's episode. If you have any questions in the meantime or feedback, I would love if you left a nice positive comment for us on our Facebook page. You can find us on Facebook under Connection Incorporated, or you can find me under CWJ Stone, and you can fire off that you have there and any feedback as well. So with that, hope everybody has a lovely afternoon, and I'll talk to you soon.